Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Yofukashi no Uta, Call of the Night. This episode is a little late, fair bit late to be fair. I had just not necessarily a crazy week, but a busy one. I'm preparing for a new job. My mom has some free time, took some free time from work, so I'm spending time with her. Tomorrow, my friends are visiting, so yeah, the schedule this week is gonna be a little fucky wacky, but we are finally here watching Call of the Night. And I avoided any and all spoilers, so that's cool. Right, what happened in the previous episode? Well, the most significant thing that happened in the previous episode is for sure well, two things. On the deeper level, the thing that happened is Ko started questioning himself a little bit, questioning his motivations, questioning his wants, his desires, right? Does he really want to be a vampire or does he not? That kind of an internal struggle. And on the event side, the significant event was that apparently Ko is gonna have to give a massage to someone and maybe even a cuddle because that's the service that Nazuna offers, right? She's a professional cuddler and a masseur. So now Ko will have to do that because Nazuna decided that she's tired, she wants to play Vidya and just take care of it. Now, she's paying, sure, and Ko might even get a kiss out of it. So it's an enticing offer, obviously. But will he manage to give a massage? Will he not? That's really hard to tell, honestly. Uh, yeah, I genuinely don't know how it's gonna play out. It's the very first time we got any semblance of a cliffhanger in this show, and it taken me aback a little bit. But I do not dislike it. I do not dislike it because even though so far I had fairly hard time predicting what's gonna happen next, because nothing like event-wise, nothing important was going on. This time I'm having trouble predicting what's gonna happen next because I simply don't know what's gonna happen next because any sort of thing can happen. Although, I'm mistaken, it's not the first time we saw a cliffhanger. The episode where Akira appeared, right? And she took out her transceiver, and that's where we cut off that episode. Okay, it's not the first time after all. I was mistaken. Right, so cliffhanger. What's gonna happen now? Again, I don't know, and we're gonna have to learn that by watching this episode. To do that, you're gonna need your subs, of course, and I'm gonna need my sound, and I'm also gonna have to ask you guys for your support. Monetary on Patreon or Throne in the description. There are links, or non-monetary. You don't have to pay anything by just sharing my content, spreading the word. It really helps a lot. The word of mouth really facilitates the growth of a channel. So that's a great thing you can do to help me. Okay, that has to be like my shortest intro, shortest intro in the history of my channel, probably. At least as far as anime is concerned. Uh, why are you wobbling? Don't wobble, please. There we go. That's better. Okay, we can just start watching Yofukashi no Uta episode 6 in 3, 2, 1, go. Hmm. Okay, we're learning some backstory to that office lady. Interesting, just a little bit. means she's probably gonna be a mainstay character. And that's how she met Nazuna, I'm assuming. Yeah? The quietness and the calmness of the night. Of course. It is indeed how she met Nazuna. I guess she didn't just jump straight into blood drinking. And she got hooked, but alas, this time it's not Nazuna, it's a random kid who has not a clue about massaging. But of course, there's a reward involved, so he's gonna do his best. uh, Now he's all motivated. Uh, and this time we're going for Romaji lyrics. Interesting choice to have every other episode with English translation and every other with Romaji. Okay, do we see this office lady in the crowd here? No, I don't see her here. I thought this is a place where like all of the important characters of this show, or at least, or even like all the characters we're gonna meet during the course of this show, are. But no, it seems like Cole's classmates, maybe. Sorry if I'm gonna yawn, but it is late. I felt the call of the night and I'm recording it late. Of course not. No, it doesn't. In fact, she can't feel anything. Probably. Yeah. Yeah, you need to press pretty damn hard to massage. Of course. Okay, she starts feeling it. In a positive way or a negative way, though? He keeps massaging the same spot. Okay. Yeah. What for? Yeah, what next? Yeah, he's not like legally allowed to work, I don't think. Yeah, the whole thing about working in Japan is kind of odd, if I recall correctly. Like a school can expel you if they find out you're working on the side or something like that. I guess it also depends on the school, and not like Kou particularly cares about being expelled. Helping a friend. And he met Nazuna. Yeah, it's all the neon lights and the calmness. Ah, the glimmer in her eye. She's feeling it. She's feeling the cold of the night, isn't she? Yeah, it is a cool feeling where when you can go like down the middle of the road, the town square and the surrounding areas in my city are like that. All the roads are essentially pedestrian. Nobody gives a fuck about about cars there because nobody drives cars there. And it always feels cool not having to care about traffic lights and stuff. Yeah, why? Okay. I mean, it's a valid reason. Yeah. And she's gaming in the next room over. That's a nice shot. Progressively increasing loneliness. Yeah, Nazuna never said anything about situations like that, this did she? And the boss is calling. Okay. Just to not pick up. Man, the fucking Japanese work ethic. Jesus Christ. That's what you're worried about. Yeah, exactly. The well being of another person is what matters. Yeah, make her feel the call of the night. Oh, I loved it. I love the art style change. Okay. And she can just phase through walls. Okay. That suddenly got intense. I guess that'll do it. She can't go back to work if she's dead. She did the same thing to Ko, though, right? To make him feel the call of the night. I'm assuming she's gonna catch her. Okay, Ko is playing the role of Nazuna here. Interesting. Oh, interesting. A student of the night has become the master, the teacher. Yeah, I mean, Kou has a very healthy mindset. Like, sure, not realistic, but healthy. Right, you need work to survive, you need money. Okay, it's just straight telling her. I mean, some people want to become firemen or astronauts, some people want to become vampires. Yeah, true. True. So become a vampire with me. Is that what you're saying there, Cole? I mean, it might be ridiculous, but it is sound. Okay, we got another convert. Yeah. The student has become a teacher. Well, I'll be. Color me green and call me a pickle. He became a teacher of the night. Precisely because it's not allowed. The forbidden fruit tastes the best, doesn't it? Okay, have fun with Karoshi in the future, I guess. I mean, who's stopping you? That would require her to fall in love with you, though. Yeah, that's a bold claim, doesn't it? Isn't it? Okay, I guess some glimmer of hope somewhere in the future, something you can look up to. Yeah, very much so. The whole falling in love thing. Okay, so he does realize it. Okay, well, confident, aren't we? That's not a bad office, though. Fun things to do at night. Nighttime pool. I mean, yeah, that works. Okay. This episode is an episode of abrupt changes, isn't it? Okay. Some really nice music. Some great vibes with colors and lighting again. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, pools are there usually for people to have fun, not to like learn swimming and whatnot. That's a good question. I mean, she basically wears a swimsuit every day. Yeah, exactly. Nazuna became a gal. Oh, an actual swimsuit. And Kou is frozen. Imagination is the things we don't see. True and true. Yeah. A little bit jelly, perhaps. Sudden change in color. Okay, Nazuna, what you gonna do? Kou, what you gonna do? Okay, of course Nazuna is gonna tease Kou about it. Of course. The little fucking gremlin. She's riling you up, is what she's up to. Again, changing color. Hand grab. Damn, he's acting serious. That's the second time this episode he's acting real serious. Okay, they're cool dudes, apparently. He's sulking. He's jelly. Was that the. Yeah, that's the true reason. That's the true reason. Jealousy. Jealousy. That's jealousy, my dude. You're learning emotions. You go, Kou. Okay, they're going somewhere else to swim. Oh, a school pool? straight into the pool. Another song by Creepy Nuts. The view was worth it. Oh, the little jiggle. And a suck. It's probably the first episode that actually showed Kou changing significantly. So far, he's been kind of like coasting along, kind of questioning his feelings and his emotions. In this episode, he actually felt them, right? He noticed how he didn't spend the time like he usually does it, analyzing his emotions, right? Is it love? Is it lust? What am I feeling? Can it be called that, right? He just felt it. He wasn't able to analyze it. He didn't know what he feels, but he definitely felt it. I call it progress. And there we go. Should I let those credits roll by? I guess I'm gonna let them roll by, and then we're gonna go through this episode again, as we usually do. How long are those credits? Pretty fucking long, actually. Hmm. Yeah, I'm probably gonna start skipping them. I'm just gonna make sure that there's nothing near the end, but I don't think so. Those are like the Netflix credits or whatever credits, not actually in the episode proper, but rather added by the publisher, so I don't suppose there's anything after them. And my supposition. I guess my supposition was correct. Okay, so how about now we go through this episode again? Shall we? That was ah, that was a cool episode. I really liked it. I really did vibe with it. If that makes sense. Right. She didn't let him take her to her house. Um she got off early, very common tactic, and I gotta admit, I'm too lazy to do that. But I can see how that's actually something you might want to do, so that the taxi driver doesn't know where exactly you live. I mean, it's less of an issue in my case where I live in a block of flats, and how the fuck is the taxi driver supposed to know in which flat out of like almost 40 of them do I live, right? So that's not an issue in my case. But if she's living like alone in a standalone house, then yeah, makes sense. You can never be too cautious. And of course, she has issues with her job, and the quietness of the night compels her. And of course, she meets Nazuna, and apparently Nazuna doesn't jump instantly to blood sucking. Instead, she invites her for a massage. And Ko just immediately found motivation. Money kiss, sign me the fuck up. I have no clue what does massaging even uh, contain. What do I even need to do? But you better believe I'm gonna fucking do it. All serious and whatnot. Yeah, I'm not doing this because you want a kiss. I'm doing it for money, not for the kiss. I'm doing it for money. Purely monetary reasons. Nothing else. No siree. And yeah, he's 14. That's a nice little bit of a heart to heart, right? I think it's maybe not the first time we see Ko actually voice his like issues and his problems with school and his reasons behind actually going out at night. So far, we knew that he just got bored with school, and this kind of fleshes that out. I want to enjoy the night. I feel you. And yeah, you can walk down the middle of the road. You can sing aloud. You can do whatever the fuck you want. That's great. Again, relatable. Relatable to me not because the town square is set up the way where you can go wherever you want, but also back when was living outside of the big city. Uh, there was at night there was nobody out there, like nobody. You could go down the middle of the road safely. There would be maybe like a car or two going around, but not more than that. So you jump on the sidewalk and then jump back in the middle of the road. And that was honestly amazing. I loved the nights spent there, like playground at night, and going to that playground down the middle of the road. One of the best memories I have is of that fucking playground at night. So yeah, I really am vibing with this show. If I wasn't clear before, let it be clear that I feel the call of the night. I have memories with the call of the night. I know the freedom of the night. I know the calmness of the night. I like recording my videos at night because there's nobody to bother me, right? There's no, I don't know, semis driving outside carrying some stuff to the nearby stores. There is no people going up and down with the elevator. There is no risk of, I don't know, a neighbor ringing on my doorbell wanting something. There is no hell. My mom doesn't bother me. Not like in a negative way, right? Because I love her dearly, but it's the absolute absence of any distractions at night where you can just focus on what you're doing. And if what you're doing is just chilling and watching the stars and you focus on that so much, that's amazing. So yeah, I really vibe with this show. Hmm, why did you stop going? He got tired and bored. He was a model student, but he got tired and bored. And again, relatable. Relatable. I didn't drop out of school, so I'm different in that. But back in, I think in English it would be like junior high or something like that. I'm not sure. Ages like 13 to 16. I think that's the range of that kind of that period in school. And even before, I had an issue with like not with learning but with paying attention because I always was the type where during math class, for example, right, the teacher says, here's how you do, I don't know, percentages, here's how you calculate percentages, and I got it. I did a couple of exercises to make sure that I get it, and I got it. But during those classes, they were continuing with pages upon pages upon pages upon pages of exercises, and you'd have like 2 days of just going over the percentages. I got it. During the first 5 minutes, you explained them. Please don't torture me. So I can fully understand that Cole just get bored and just couldn't bring himself to care if he truly was a model student the way he says he is. Or maybe his reasons are different. Maybe he just got bored because he got bored, not because he understood the material so quickly that everything else was purely tripe to him, but he just didn't care about learning. That's also a possibility, sure. Not one I can relate to, but possibility nonetheless. I don't want to go to the office or do after work drinks. Yeah, of course, but here comes the boss. And yeah, this really, really shows, like, super in depth. It shows the realities of Japanese work environment. It's not the first anime that tackled it. Sure, there were also other anime that dealt with that. I don't know, New Game, Shirobako, I think also tackled that somewhat. But it's usually done in a way where all's good in the end, right? We completed the project. Everything is fine. You have tomorrow off. It's on me. I brought pizza, right? Everything is fine. It's, at least from what anime I've seen. Maybe there are some actual other anime that portray it in this way, but there aren't many that portray it in a tragic way. And it is tragic, honestly. Like, you can say many things about work ethic and work culture here in the West, but at least here in Poland, you have some like guarantees. You work 8 hours a day. That's the work day. If you work any longer than that, your employer has to pay you more. If you work weekends, they have to pay you even more. If you work holidays, you get paid even more. If you work nights, you get paid even more. And there's also a limit to how much overtime you can have, a legal limit to that. So it's crazy to me personally to hear about stuff like that taking place in Japan, where people essentially live in their offices, and it's not even seen as overtime. It's seen as something you just do. You just spend 16 hours at the office. That's the reality of it, and nobody really questions that. It sucks. As much as I would love, I well, back in the days at least, I think like every weeb went through that phase at least at some point in their life where they wanted to move out to Japan as the promised land of sorts. I went through that phase as well, but if I were to move to Japan, which is not of the planner, right? It's something that might happen. Probably won't, but I'm not crossing that possibility out. It would definitely not be to work there. If you move to Japan, make sure you have like an independent source of income. You have like a YouTube channel, or you have, I don't know, some platform as a service offering, or service as a service, or whatever, that you make a lot of money from, and it doesn't care for where you are in the world. That might be cool, but going there and living there and working there, please no. I'd really rather not. I'd really rather stay in my shithole of a country but have some worker protection. uh, if she leaves half, well, maybe I won't get paid. Yeah, that's not the issue. The issue is that, of course, Ko sees himself in her, because possibly the feelings that she has towards her work, he had towards his school. Maybe not as strong, or maybe just as strong, but simply repressed and stifled a little. I love the art change. This already was kind of creepy, right, and kind of shocking to see Kou just do this like a monster pose, right, a zombie pose, overbearing on top of her, and then we have the huge, enormous art style change. The heavy shadows separated with lines reminds me a lot of Madoka Magica style, where the shadows on heads in Madoka Magica are also drawn like the shadows on his hand here, where they're clearly separated. Yeah, that's one hell of an art style. Massage isn't over yet, and Nazuna apparently can phase through walls. Is she a vampire or is she a ghost? Maybe she's a ghost of a vampire. Who knows? But yeah, it also creates a little more contrast, right? Here's how characters usually are. He, what? Uh, Here's how characters usually are drawn. Here's how we're drawing Kou now. See the contrast? I love it. Don't let her go to work. Yeah, that ought to do it. And Ko essentially put the office lady through the same thing he himself went through the same thing that made him realize what he truly wants. Yeah, of course, she's correct. It's not the same as school, right? When you're at school, you don't have those obligations. You don't have to pay for a place to stay. You don't have to pay for your own groceries. You don't have to have money, even, right? Some allowance is all you really need. Not even need, but something you want, something you might have a use for. In an adult life, it's not like you can just decide, fuck this job and become jobless. It doesn't work that way. You need a job, whether you want it or not. You need it to survive. Does it suck? Yes, it fucking sucks, but it's the reality. And honestly, I sometimes wonder, wouldn't it suck even more if everybody had a complete freedom in what they want to do? And there was some, like, I don't know, fucking communist system, utopian system without any money involved. Because what if everybody wants to be a gardener and grow flowers? How do you get crops? How do you clean sewage? How do you build buildings when nobody wants to do that? Right? So a job and the obligation of a job and the carrot of the money and the stick of the lack of money are a motivator for people to do the jobs that are necessary, but nobody necessarily wants to do them. It sucks that it has to be this way, but it does have to be this way. Proper adult has to put up with stuff, even if it's so bad you cry. If you're gonna be crazy anyway, you might as well have fun. Yeah. I mean, he's speaking sense here, don't get me wrong, but the reality is that it's not necessarily feasible. How could you ever give that up? Yeah, I can give that up because I'm an adult. I can't keep doing this because I'm an adult. I'm going to work after all. Very sad, but also very realistic, right? As much as we would love for her to keep frolicking in the night with Kou and Nazuna, it's not a realistic thing to do. it doesn't work that way in real life. Like, sure, this show isn't. It is realistic. It's not like based in realism, if you know what I mean, because there are vampires and supernatural stuff and whatnot, but it is realistic in its portrayal of society, in its portrayal of people. It really does work. It's sad that it has to be this way, but it's kind of a slap in the face for the viewer, a wake up slap in the face, right? Because we are used to things just kind of sort of working out. Oh, maybe Nazuna is gonna hire her as the second Masu. Oh, maybe she's gonna call her boss and tell him that she's not gonna come back, and there's gonna be that moment of catharsis, of yelling at your boss, right? Maybe something like that is gonna happen. No, things like that don't happen. It's very, very, very improbable that you will meet a dude randomly who's gonna offer you a better job right from the get go because he just likes you. It doesn't work that way, and it's cool that it's like a bucket of cold water in this show. We are used to the supernatural and the fantastical. No, grounded. We're gonna ground you right here, right now in reality. Oh, that's cool. But yeah, she at least feels a lot less pressure. And the promise of turning her into a vampire. If I get to be a vampire, I'll turn you into one too. I think one of the prerequisites has already been fulfilled. There's a little bit of a wage gap, but it never really stopped people in anime, so why start caring about it now? Wage gap. Did I say wage gap? Age gap. There's a little bit of an age gap between them. See, I've been talking about money and stuff, and I immediately jumped to wage instead of age. Precious Nazuna's face. It was a bold declaration. I need to make her fall in love, and of course, Nazuna doesn't deal well with the romantic. But Kou is very confident in his abilities. In his abilities to woo women. Yeah, Nazuna's place is really big. Like one main room, the purple door on the left are like the gaming room. I'm assuming the yellow room might be the toilet and the orange room might be the bathroom or something like that. Or maybe one is a kitchen and the other is an all-in-one bathroom and toilet. I don't know, hard to tell. But it is a big place. Of course, Nasuna would just do silly shit like this. What are you, the king of hip? Okay, we're going to the nighttime pool. And this little wind up run, extremely cartoonish. The run cycle. Yeah, that's cool. Some really cool moments in this episode, art wise and animation wise both. Yeah, that's a nighttime pool. It's a place to party. It's not like in phys ed whatsoever. You buy a drink, you go to swim, and you have fun. I'm excited for seeing Nazuna's swimsuit probably. Uh, and she's doing this. I have no clue what this gesture is. No, it's like this, kind of like Manus Corna, except Manus Corna is like this way. This is like you're doing some shadow puppets on the wall. I don't know. I don't know. Does it have any significance or not? Little bit of a peek at her peaks. And yet, why? If anything, she's showing less skin than usual, and yet, why? See, this series is asking a lot of questions about like emotions, about society, about people, and also questions about eroticism, apparently. Right? She's wearing even more clothes than usual, and why does it seem so much more erotic then? Well, precisely because she's hiding, and yet you know you have the you're conscious of what she's hiding. You're conscious that underneath that dress thing, she wears a swimsuit, and you saw but a glimpse of it, and your imagination is running wild. Uh, Imagination sometimes is what really excites us, right? If you see a picture of a completely naked lady, there's nothing left for the imagination. If you see her in lingerie, there's a lot for the imagination, and it's not only in this venue, in the venue of like eroticism, but also uh, movies. There was a period where various studios and various producers were experimenting with 48 FPS movies in cinemas. And they found out that those movies kind of don't stick with people and they don't excite people all that much, not as much as 24 FPS movies. And the running theory is that 24 FPS creates more excitement and makes the movies more memorable because we do not perceive like individual frames because our brain works during screening of the movie to fill in the gaps between frames. It's essentially like interpolation. Sometimes you see on Twitter or Reddit some interpolated GIFs. That's what our brain is doing. And that information sticks in the brain, and the brain processes that information. When you show a movie that's in 48 frames per second, the brain doesn't need to fill in those gaps. The brain doesn't need to work. So that information doesn't stick and that information doesn't get processed. So, very often, it really is about the things we don't see. Those things excite us the most. Interesting topic. And of course, everybody calls out Nazuna's mad heart, and I'm inclined to agree, honestly. She said before that vampires tend to have attractive faces, sure. And this change in color, yet again, the creators of this show proved to be masters in playing with color and lighting. But somehow I feel weird about this. Blue. All the world turned blue. Right? Because of the emotions that Koi is feeling. It's no longer the pink excitement of being here, the pink excitement of perhaps seeing Nazuna in her swimsuit, the pink lust, the pink eroticism. Now it's blue. The blue jealousy, the blue sadness, the blue negative feelings overall. So many people's voices. And of course, Nazuna can't help but fuck around with Ko a little. The tinted glasses, tinted shades. All that's missing on Ko's face is the like angry emoji on his forehead right now. Yeah, and the rage wells up. The screen turns bright pink, red again, and we see action. It's no longer mulling over and wallowing in pity. It's action, the red, energetic action. The energy of emotions, of strong, active emotions. And he's sulking, of course, hearing what other people thought of you wasn't fun. Seeing them try to be friends with you so casually wasn't fun. Jealousy. Jealousy, jealousy, jealousy. And they go for a swim regardless. Having fun in the pool. And this scene. No, not this one. Next one. The boob jiggle. This one. I want to see the jiggle again. Yeah, they're really going places. That's a little bit exaggerated, isn't it? She's just unpinning her cloak, and her boobs are like wow, 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 wow. I love it. I love this jiggle. Uh, and amazing music, of course. Right. Today, what did I feel? Yeah, he doesn't know what emotion that is. If I ask Nazuna, will I find out? Probably. You probably will. And again, some great shots, some great cinematography, like this dots of blood that are kind of going out of the mirror of the water, because here it's everything has subdued colors because it's a reflection in the water, because it's also upside down. That tells us it's a reflection, but the blood suddenly becomes vibrant, as if the surface of the water itself was bleeding, as if it was Ko's reflection that was bleeding. Interesting. And a hug in water. A hug and a suck. Okay. That was Yofukashi no Uta. Episode. Let me find some light frame. There we go. So I get a little bit more lighting on my face. That was a cool episode. What else can I say, really? We got some introspective from Kou. He managed to find a. He managed to become a mentor. He managed to find a student. Not fully, not necessarily, but perhaps one day. Right? The possibility is certainly here. So that was interesting to see another character that's also going through the same thing that Kou is going through, but doesn't have an out. Right? Cannot become a hikikomori. It's not a possibility for her. That's interesting. That's cool. And very grounding, very sad, but very realistic. And yeah, masterfully executed, honestly. And also the style shift. I love it. I really do love this shift in art style, and I'm wondering if we maybe will see it a couple more times still. Kou very much seems to be awakening to his desires and to his emotions. At the very beginning of the series, he was extremely subdued, extremely introvertic to like an unhealthy degree. And now he's opening up. He's slowly breaking the wall that's separating him from his emotions. And that's not easy. Let me tell you, I'm struggling with that myself. So it's nice to see that Kou is slowly but surely getting somewhere. And yeah, makes me wonder if we're gonna see more like determined Kou, because that was a sight to behold. And in the second half, of course, again with the topic of Kou finding out about his emotions. He doesn't know what emotion that is. He cannot name it, but that's what makes it important. So far, anything he felt, he tried rationalizing, he tried analyzing, he tried understanding. This emotion eludes all understanding, eludes our analysis. And that's what makes it so powerful and so interesting. Where he's gonna go with it. Is he gonna succumb to jealousy? Probably not. He doesn't have a reason to, because Nazuna already said that, yeah, I'm not gonna do that again. Like, sorry for that. I didn't know it would hurt you this much. I'm not gonna do that again. I didn't know you feel that way. Here, let me make it up for you. You wanted to take a swim in the pool, we're gonna take a swim in the pool. You wanted to see me in my swimsuit, you're gonna see me in my swimsuit, making amends. I really like the communication between them as well, between Ko and Nazuna. Ko isn't just sulking, he's speaking openly. I didn't like hearing people's thoughts about you. I didn't like people trying to make friends with you. I didn't like being there. I don't know what that emotion is. Spoiler, it's jealousy. But I didn't like it. He's open about it. And Nazuna is also, again, open about it. He's not trying to belittle him. She's not trying to question his emotions. She's just, okay, you felt those emotions, you didn't like it, they were caused by me. I understand it. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to cause you negative emotions. Dialogue, communication, the basis of a healthy relationship. They already have that, and it's great to see. Honestly, uh, too many anime go the route of some misunderstanding or some hidden emotions that are driving the plot. Well, driving the plot for like 6 episodes, where it could have been solved by just speaking their mind. What else can I say? I love everything about the Yofukashi no Uta. I love how they handle relationships, characters. The art style is amazing, of course. The music is marvelous. It's an overall amazing, enjoyable series, and I will really be sad the day when episode 12 comes and they don't announce the second season. Hopefully they will, but I'm not holding my hopes up. Yeah, I think that's just gonna be it. I don't think I have anything more to say. I need to grab myself something to drink because I drank everything I had here, and I didn't prepare myself a tea or anything of the sort. So yeah, again, that's gonna be it from me. But maybe you have something to add, and if so, please do tell me down in the comments below. What did you think of this episode, of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? Don't spoil me anything, please. I beg of you, don't spoil the fun for myself, for yourself, for your fellow viewers. Just don't. Why? Why do that? Right? So tell me your thoughts, and also like this video if you liked it, and dislike it if you didn't like it, but if so, then tell me why so I can improve my content. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not only Yofukashi no Uta, but also Symphogear GX, Madoka Magica, Overlord Season 4, Hataraku Season 2, Ruby Ice Queendom, and Disco Elysium that I'm also playing through. And I also stream sometimes, usually some gacha games. So if you're down for that, subscribe, click the bell, you know what to do. If you want to support the channel monetarily, you can do that on Patreon or Throne, links in the description. On Patreon for $10 a month, you get early access to non-seasonals like Symphogear, like Madoka, like Disco Elysium, and for just $8 you get a role on the Discord server, and you also get a place in the credits. And there are also other tiers if you want to check them out. On Throne, you can pitch in towards my purchase of some certain pieces of equipment like a camera or a lighting or a cam link or stuff like that. So you might want to check that out as well. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you can of course not spend any and still help the channel by sharing my content, spreading the word about my channel, because what's it called, like a grapefruit, grassroot? No, a grapevine. Grapevine information really matters a lot for the growth of a channel. Friends recommending friends things to watch, so I'm grateful to everybody who engages in such activity. Join my Discord, open to everybody. I already mentioned that, and yeah, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here is the credits I mentioned. You can join this list of people, or you can start your own.